Welcome to Flashback Reviews. I'm J77, and I'm going to kick things off with this new string of movies that I'm going to be talking about that are considered popcorn film related. So every film that's going to come here, don't expect high drama or octane in terms of classic cinema beauty. These films are what they meant to be. They're meant to pretty much be escape, to be unbelievable, to be entertaining, if not stupid at the same time. But they hold a special place in people's heart for better and sadly for worse. Now, before I can begin with this review, what is a popcorn film? Well, pretty much any movie can be a popcorn film. The term popcorn film is what I just explained earlier. These are movies that are not considered artistic in terms of its style, its meaning of what they're doing here. These are not critical darlings. In fact, these are more geared towards just moviegoers who just want to have a good time and not have to worry about seeing something that is considered to be controversial or mind provocative, something that just basically here I want to watch this film. I just want to see something explode, and if I see something that entertains me, it makes me smile, and I can go talk to my other buddies. I'm happy with that. Also, to no surprise here, especially with action films, because a lot of times when people think of action films, they think that's a man's genre film. You'd be surprised how many women watch these movies more than men. The same thing, you'd be more surprised at how men watch soap operas more than women. So it's pretty much a false labeling when it comes to popcorn films, especially since a lot of the movie stars in this film were predominantly men, heroes, if you call action heroes, that comes into play. And nothing was true with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the master of these action films, largely because he was just a larger than life. He made bad films that would have been bad by somebody else, made them fun, made them entertaining. He's also the one that has the most Razzie for some of the films I'm going to be talking about in this list. And while some of the films did have decent reviews, a lot of times his acting just never ceased to amaze people. But that was so beautiful about Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was so beautiful about his style. And nothing was more proven than a movie that everybody seems to love, even though the flaws and the stupidity is written all over in this movie, and that's Commando. Commando is the start of this film. Why not start with the film that everybody praised, that people will get on you, even if you try to criticize it for some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about right now. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, this film is fun to watch. This is an entertaining film. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. I enjoy watching this film, not more for the stupidity and the unbelievable screenplay that they had than anything else. Here's a typical story. Ex-commando, retired, being with his daughter, having fun. Opening scene right there. His life was turned upside down when a bag of renegades was killing off some of his old troops, kidnapped his daughter, trying to force him to do some kind of a mission, and was holding his daughter for ransom, only to find out that that was the first mistake they did, because the only that happened, that he went on, I'm going to battle mode. This film takes him from the airline to the suburbians to the mall, and then finally towards the place where where the title Commando actually got its name. Keep in mind, we didn't see the signature Commando that we saw in the poster till the last act of the film, and needless to say, it was the most funnest, entertaining, most craziest action scenes I've seen during the 80s. I don't understand why they can't shoot straight ahead. They always shoot from the ground, but then again, most action films seem to have that kind of syndrome. Even Indiana Jones, one of my best films, Raiders of the Lost Ark, had that same problem. But this is what makes this film so crazy, is that one, Arnold Schwarzenegger was having fun doing this movie. You can tell just by how he went about it. To the point was that it was so entertaining that it was more memorable than anything else. The flaws is there's no question. Some of the dialogue that was given was not great, and I would say the weakness of this film is the lady in distress. I say that because almost every action film had these type of tropes do in the 80s, where the lady seemed helpless but still tags along. I still don't know why she tagged along. There was no reason for her to help Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. This also, I believe, set the stage for a lot of the dialogue that Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for. One of the best dialogue is, remember when I said I'll kill you lies? He said, yeah, I lied. And he just drops him over to the scene that you have more, the more have more patrols than policemen. Is ridiculous how that actually plays off to him actually using a toy air thing just to go from one part of the mall to the other. It's just been one crazy scene after another, but these were fun scenes. You didn't care whether or not this thing make any sense. You didn't care if the whole dialogue didn't make any sense. You know what the plot was. He was trying to save his daughter while at the same time stopping some militant terrorist group from doing whatever it was. I still don't remember what it was. At that point, it didn't really matter. It's the fact is, here's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's blowing stuff up. He's kicking ass and taking names, and that's all you really care for, and you enjoying every minute of it. It was your typical popcorn film where you're eating popcorn, you're smiling, you're enjoying what the hell is going on, you're enjoying the ridiculousness, and that for very reason is because I was actually enjoying myself. I gave it 3 stars out of 4. Again, this film is a flawed film. There's no question about it. But let's be realistic here. This is an action film. It knew what it was. Critics, you need to understand something. Not every film is going to work the same way. Not every genre works the same way. You can't rate the same thing of horror films the same way you rate slasher films or action films or comedy. There's a reason why they're called different genres, and you need to look at it in a different perspective. This is an action film. I'm not looking for this to win countless awards. It didn't win countless awards. Matter of fact, this film was heavily criticized for some of the stuff that was betraying. Hey, it didn't stop fans from loving it. And that's what the whole thing is. This was a film that really caters to the action buffs back in that time. And there was a lot of action films that came out in that time. This was one of the good ones. And here's the thing about it. There's not, out of all the action films that came out, there was tons of them, there's only been a handful that stands out. A good portion of them happens to be with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is the Terminator, Terminator 2, Commando, Eraser. You also have the Sylvester Stallone action picks, Kickboxing. There's a lot of action films, Lethal Weapon. But this one is one of the films that actually stands out. And the reason why is it was fun, entertaining, it was a thrill ride, and you just basically left all crazy notion of articulate stuff out the window. Granted, there are a lot of bad action films. This was not one of them, and I enjoyed it very, very much. Again, if I got anything negative to say about this movie, is technically I did not like the lady heroine. I know she went on to do other stuff. She just played the typical stereotypical lady in distress that just helped when it needed to be helped. Still don't know how she was able to work a bazooka. Still don't know why a bazooka was actually in a general store to begin with. I could have sworn that was illegal, but then again, with gun rights these days, I wouldn't be shocked. So it to me, there were some flaws. The script was not the best in the world. The stuff you saw was overly ridiculous. But what makes it up was the fact is that Arnold Schwarzenegger, was the main star and really helped make this work. He carried this film tremendously well. The action sequence was entertaining. The dialogue, as goofy as it was, worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He actually made these dialogue work. If it was by any other actor, it would just sound silly and stupid. He made it work. But most importantly, and this is something very important, I think this is very key here, because this is something that even I think actors tend to do a lot, and I get mad when actors do this. He didn't phone it in. He was enjoying himself. He was relishing this moment. You can tell. A lot of actors, you can easily tell where they're just phoning it in, or they're just bored, or they're just doing it for a payday. He was there. He gave commitment to it, and by golly, it shows. He was having fun, and that equals the audience who's watching having fun, and that is something always been very, very key here. When the audience see the actors enjoying themselves, even if the film is that bad, if it's so bad it's almost unredeemable, I always give credit to the actors and the actresses that at least, okay, this film is bad, but you know what, I'm just going to enjoy myself, have fun with this, and go along with it. It is what it is, and I always appreciate actors who do that, because there's not enough actors who does that. The actors seem to get a bad attitude. They take it out on their co-stars, and trust me, that kind of attitude, that kind of, well, I'm just gonna hammer it in, always reflects in their performance. You can't mask that. That's something that the actors simply can't mask. We audience and even movie reviewers can see the actor just saying, I'm just here for a paycheck. That's it. When we see an actor actually enjoying himself, fulfilling himself, even embracing the goofiness and this dumb dialogue that was given, it really, really shows. It really, really shows. It really, really reflects. And in this movie, it reflects big time. Again, this is a 3-star film. 3 stars of fun. I enjoyed it. I can understand why a lot of people enjoy it. I can understand the flaws behind it. But to me, the flaws was easily masked by the octane of action that I was seeing, especially from the man that was just thriving as being an action hero in the 80s and in the 90s. So there you have it, guys. That's my opinion on the movie. What's your opinion on the film? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Leave it in the comment section where you like it or didn't like it. This is just part 1 of many to come of the popcorn film reviews that I'm going to be doing in this flashback review. But until next time, J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.